Hey everybody, it's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel, coming back at you with another fragrance review. Y'all know what we are. We're fragrance enthusiasts, we're fragrance lovers, and I do individual reviews. I don't do top 10 lists too much. I do individual reviews for y'all. So if you like this kind of content, if you like individual reviews, please tell a friend that there are some guys, there's some great reviewers out there. Hopefully y'all like me, and y'all like individual reviews. So let me know if y'all do. But let's talk about a good fragrance. Let's talk about Alexandria's, Hafez 1984. Y'all saw the title. In this fragrance, let's jump straight into it. This is a beautiful fragrance, guys. If you're a woody fragrance lover, have this on your radar. Go to the website, check it out immediately. If you like modern woody fragrances, if you like more fragrances that are more masculine, in my opinion, of course, anybody can wear anything. We're trying to get kind of away from, I guess, stereotypes, I guess, in a way, but I would categorize this, in my opinion, as being more appealing towards men. This is a very confident vetiver fragrance, in my opinion. It has vetiver, it's woody, it's very rum-like, it's very boozy, it has a distinctive sweetness. I don't want to get into all the notes. I do try to describe notes on my channel, especially if certain notes jump out to me, or if I think the fragrance has any particular notes that are very unique, especially with higher end or like niche fragrances or something unusual. This is an original creation from the brand, and I'm not discounting it for what it is. It has a beautiful rum to this fragrance. I have some sprayed on my hand here. The rum is very long lasting. It's very authentic. You don't encounter a lot of high quality rum smelling fragrances, especially for this price range. Bentley, Man Intense, that one that's kind of a more of a patchouli fragrance, has some rum to it or kind of a boozy aspect, but it doesn't smell as authentic as this fragrance does, and it doesn't smell as good as the boozy aspect. There's just not a lot of fragrances that have this kind of boozy aspect. John Varvatos Vintage might remind you a little bit of booziness, and there's a few out there, here and there, but not a lot of them that exactly smell boozy. Another one off the top of my head is Encre Noir a l'Extreme by Lalique. That's another one that has a boozy quality to it and a great fragrance for the money. But this one is definitely one of the best woody fragrances out there for the money, one of the best boozy fragrances for the money, and it's also modern and sweet, but still definitely has a signature strength and confidence behind it. So if you're a guy who's maybe a little bit more mature, a fantastic gentleman out there, and you want something that's still wearable but still has enough character to it, it's still woody enough, it still has enough strength behind it, you don't like the direction of all these blue fragrances, maybe you get a little bit of tired of all these fresh fragrances and shampoo fragrances and Broxton fragrances and maybe even the Tonka heavy fragrances. This stuff is certainly confident enough for you, but still brings it to the 20th century. It's still sweet enough. It's still somewhat modern enough, but it's definitely still very gentlemanly. For me personally, this reminds me of somebody who's maybe 30 or 35 plus, maybe somebody who's a dad, somebody who definitely is confident, demands respect, and is somebody who definitely has status. This fragrance is laid back. It's not exactly the most. I want to say it doesn't smell exactly the classiest, but it doesn't smell dirty. To me, it smells almost more of like a mafia fragrance, or maybe somebody who doesn't mind smoking a cigar. It does smell classy, but it's not overtly classy, if that makes any sense. So a very nice fragrance, very well done. It has more notes to it, but I don't want to dive into all the notes. I want to tell you all the main accords. It smells like rum. It has a distinctive sweetness to it, and it's very woody. I do detect maybe some vetiver aspects to this fragrance. And it certainly has a woody texture to it. There's a very, almost like a shavings vibe. It doesn't smell like pencil shavings, but it does have a little bit of almost like a fluffy wood aspect. And to me, that's coming from this rich, vetiver. And the vetiver here isn't the inky vetiver like Encre Noir. It's almost more on that patchouli side, that golden side, that almost that lighter side of vetiver. But it definitely you get a lot of that in the fragrance. So performance wise, this is not the strongest fragrance. Boozy aspects to a fragrance doesn't last a really long time, but this fragrance does still hold up in a very good way. This is a 7-8 hour fragrance on my skin. and the projection is actually good, above average for sure. I don't know if I would say it's beast mode, but it's able to stand up to some cold for sure. It definitely will do good in the fall, and I think it could stand up in the cold in the winter. I have been testing this one. I have put a damage or a dent in this decant. I've been really trying to give this one a chance, and this stuff is good juice. On your skin, if you have skin that's maybe more oily, or maybe you get better performance, I wouldn't be amazed if somebody out there gets 8, 9, even 10 hours plus out of this fragrance. It on my skin, the booziness just goes away, after a couple hours, and then I'm left with a modern sweet woods, and it's actually pretty pleasant. So overall, compliment factor wise, this stuff demands respect. It makes you smell upscale a little bit, definitely well-to-do, respectable, but yet you still have that modern, maybe a little bit of that aggressive side, maybe a little bit of more of that macho side. That kind of maybe that gangsta side to you. I don't know. There's something interesting going on with this fragrance. It has a very interesting vibe to it, and I do enjoy this one. But I'm not trying to hype it up at all. This, though, compliment factor wise, didn't get me a lot of compliments exactly. Woody fragrances and boozy fragrances in general never get me a lot of compliments, crazy compliments, or anything like that. For me personally, this it gets me respected. It gets me positive looks. People, pay a little bit more attention to you. People, recognize that you might be a little bit higher status. So this fragrance definitely has that kind of vibe about it. But it never got me a lot of overtly compliments. I get a lot of compliments if I wear aquatics, blue fragrances, or maybe if I get looks from the ladies if I wear something really seductive. I do think that this fragrance can be seductive, but it definitely needs to be worn with, for somebody who wears this fragrance needs to have confidence and wear this fragrance, be able to stand up straight, look ahead, maybe be wearing an old school suit, maybe look like an old New York mobster. This is that kind of vibe to me. Certainly is a mobster kind of fragrance. So price wise, you can get these. There often are discounts on Alexandria fragrances, but you can get a bottle for $55 or maybe $60 or so. So the price is just right. With Alexandria fragrance overall, I think you're getting a good value for money. Most Alexandria fragrances, you're getting a pretty good value. You're getting a pretty good longevity, and you're getting a good smell. Most of the time, Alexandria, you're not going wrong with them for the price, for the quality, for what you're getting yourself into. This is certainly a good fragrance. So, do I recommend this fragrance? I recommend it to people who like, again, confident, more masculine, woody fragrances, but they want something that brings it a little bit more modern, a little bit to the 20th century, something that you can certainly go out and wear every day, 24/7, all year long. I don't think it's going to do the best in the high heat, but you can certainly pull this off in any situation. You could wear this to work, but because it's boozy and because of this laid back, like greased, slicked back hair, this kind of, carefree, maybe a little bit of this vibe, about this fragrance. To me, this screams rebellion, or it has a rebellious edge about it. So I don't know if this would work at the office. I think you could pull it off depending on, I don't know where you work, but I think that this could work at the office. But it might not be the best choice. I think that this is more of a gentleman's club fragrance, if you know what I mean, and smoking lounge kind of fragrance. Things like more in the family of tobacco style fragrances, things like jazz club. I think that this fragrance is right at home, right beside in the family, in those fragrances of like by the fireplace, by Maison Margiela. So, anyways, this has been my review of this fantastic fragrance, Hafez 1984 by Alexandria. I hope that you enjoyed it today. If you did like my review, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend. And when you hit the notification bell, hit all notifications. If you subscribe, you won't get notified. And if you just hit the notification bell, you'll just get some notifications. You have to hit all notifications. So anyways, my friends, I'll see you next time. Have a fantastic one. Hope that you enjoyed my review today. Let me know, do you like this fragrance? Have you tried it? Have you heard about it? Let me know below. Do you like boozy fragrances? Do you like vetiver? Do you like woody fragrances? Let me know all those things down below. Let's get a conversation started. And I'll see you next time, my friends. And bye.